Okay, we're live. Sorry, folks. Yeah, I'm gonna just announce what happened. Sorry we're late, folks. I had trouble signing in and had to change the password, so we're now live with Larry. Go ahead.
Guys, it's Friday, 17th of May, 2019. Being that it's Friday, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead now and send them in. I hope that in the next week, you're going to see some information come out that is going to start the process of these people in the deep state being investigated. And I assure you that there are people that have serious legal problems. And from all appearances at this point, it definitely seems that Barr, our Attorney General, he's not bluffing and he's not kidding. The reason they're looking at the origin of how this started, the reason that's where the focus right now is because this is the best place to start so that you can get all of the people that have been involved since day one. And I can tell y'all without any doubt at all, it started with Obama. Obama is the one, and he didn't make it up. He didn't come up with the scheme, but he is the one that okayed it from the very beginning. What you're going to see Clapper and Brennan claim is that when it all starts and they start attacking each other, squealing on each other, what's going to happen then, Brennan, they're going to claim that they were ordered by the president. But that will not give them any relief, none whatsoever. The rest of the investigation in the early stage will have to do with the false FISA warrants. That's the mistake they made that has actually generated an obvious paper trail. So I assure you that it fits to get in trouble in a big way. So guys, I'm not feeling real perky. So if any of you have any questions, please get them in there.
We have one question. Why are there so few people here? I know censorship has already started. We've had trouble getting in before. At Monday, we had trouble getting into this. And today I was blocked out, and I normally just take a couple minutes to turn on the computer and get right in, and I couldn't, and it took me about 15 minutes to figure out what was going on. So I'm sorry we're late, but that's why. And that's your answer. Censorship has already begun, and it's including us already.
Yeah, there's going to be, I've warned you of this. I know of a plan that will be put into place during the campaign, where Facebook, YouTube, Google, and one of the other big platforms,
Twitter,
they are going to strike all conservative speech on the internet. And they get rid of it all. The only thing that will be left on the internet during the campaign that would seem to be pro-Trump conservative is the disinformation organizations that are out there to start rumors and to get everybody looking in weird directions and keep people frustrated. But the censorship censorship has just begun. You have not seen what's coming. It poses a problem. Do we want the government to step in and take control of anything? My answer to that is no. Anything the government touches is ruined. But if the government doesn't step in, then these platforms are functioning well within the law to do anything they want to do. It's their business. They can allow what they want on it or take off what they don't want on it. What I would hope would come, and it will not come in time to help us in this campaign, but if we could ever get Congress functioning again, there needs to be the same type of thing that happened with AT&T and Southwestern Bell, which is to bust up the monopolies. Short of that, I don't know what can be done. But I assure you this, you do not want the government taking control of the internet. You don't.
Well, that's
Taking
another,
control of like those platforms.
I mean, doesn't, with government control, isn't that just another step towards socialism?
Yes, it is.
And okay,
It is.
I've got a reaction to this, Larry, because this is why you told us that we should be doing what you did with the Clinton Chronicles back in the day when you were taking on Bill Clinton to get him out of office. And you were going to win, but for one vote that flipped after saying that they would support the impeachment. So, but what you did was you had people having dinner parties, playing Clinton Chronicles. Well, we don't have a movie to play yet. We're working towards trying to get one for us to use, but we have got to start meeting with your neighbors, finding like-minded people, talking to people, and we have got to start networking. And I know we're a really small group. We are too small to really make a big difference, except remember the story of Gideon in Judges 6, 7, 8. He went against an army of 320,000. So we have 320 million. So you just multiply that out. He had 300 people. And he took them on and they won. And like Larry was saying yesterday, we have God on our side. We have the truth on our side. So I'm going to put a little plug in right here that the conference call number that we have tonight at 8 Central, the conference call number is underneath this program in the, right underneath. So if you click the little arrow, you will scroll down, you'll see the conference call number. At 10 Central every morning, we spend half an hour or to an hour in prayer together every day, praying for this nation, praying for the election, praying for our president, praying for Larry's leadership, and praying for everybody on the team who's dealing with issues that we know about. We pray about everything, and we'd love to have you join us.
All right, since there have been no questions from y'all yet,
There's one.
I've got a question for all of you, and I wish you would answer it. Have you got one right now, Ma'am?
I'm not
That's
sure
my
if it's
question.
I'm not sure if it's a question or what it is. It says, oh shoot, it says, hang on. If these big tech companies are hiring cheap labor from outside America.
Yes, a lot of the operations stuff on the internet is done from India, Vietnam, not much in China, functionally, operationally. But yes, they are.
So he responded, why doesn't Trump cancel the H-1B visas that discriminate, or H-1 visas that discriminate against American workers? If big tech social media are anti-American and anti-free speech pro-socialist.
Let me tell you what Trump will come up with eventually. And I say eventually because it's not time right now. nothing that he brings out, like the plan he offered yesterday, nothing that's out now is going to pass the Congress, so it's a waste. And what he's doing with the thing he did yesterday is once again trying to show to the people in his base that the Democrats, no matter what he says or comes up with, they're going to reject it. So right now is not the time to implement what I have recommended, which they are going to do. For those of you that do not know what I have recommended, it's own Revolution 2.0 on the internet. And basically, it's just fixing it where no illegal can work and no illegal can rent or buy property in this country. So therefore, they'll leave. They'll have to leave. Now, here's my question for y'all, and I wish some of you would answer it. What do you want from me? What do y'all want from me? I just want to know. I'd like to know what I could do, can do, that y'all need me to be doing. Sometimes Mary Ellen and I get awfully lonely. I try as best I can to teach y'all the things that I can, show you the things that I can about how to understand the media and the politics of the day. I try. But it's awfully lonely. I don't anymore get to participate on the conference calls because I'm out of air. I no longer am able to talk to y'all on the phone. You know, that was a big thrill for me, just for people to call me and be able to just talk to you. Can't do that now. So I'm asking, what can I do? What can I do that you need me to do? Or more?
All right, one comment is I need your insight and guidance.
Okay, that I try to do as best I can.
Just thank
The
you.
insight I can handle. The guidance, let me make it very clear to everybody. I'm not leading y'all anywhere. I don't work that way. We're equal. I'll go with you. I will work with you. We'll all work together. But this effort has got to be one of conviction from all of us. All of us. And I don't want to get in the situation, I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't want to get in a situation where people don't think they have to think. They just need to listen to me and I'll tell them everything. Guys, I am not Mr. Know-it-all. I'm not. I've tried to point this out before by saying, you know, I can't bake a cake. I don't know how to work on a car. I can't do carpenter work. I don't know how to do any of that. But I do know politics, and I do know war. And it just so happens that right now, the areas that I am familiar with and have dealt with for the biggest part of my life, it just so happens that that is what is now needed to be known. What I need to tell. As long as I can, as long as I can be here, I will do my best to keep you posted on what I see, on what I know, and try to always keep all of you ahead of the game. Now, strategy is simple. It's always been simple. tell ahead of time what they're going to do. And people know this trick, as I call it. If people know this trick's coming, and enough people know about it, and what you've effectively done, you fixed it where they can't do it. So that's what I do.
Well, Larry, here's an example of that. You were saying last summer that they were going to be offering reparations, and we were expecting them to use that in their campaign in 2018, but they didn't. They're trying it now for 2020, but you were saying it was coming, and they tabled it because we knew about it.
Right? I don't know, Marilyn, that they tabled it, that kind of cause of us. That I think more probably they wanted to wait until the presidential election, and they had.
All right,
Here's
here.
an example, Mary Ellen. How could anybody have told y'all a long time ago? Now this, I'm not talking about just that stuff. A long time ago, I told you they were going to use reparation to get the black vote. Remember, it's a game of soft bases and to excite the black community and to get them to come out in great numbers. They're throwing out reparation and making all of the blacks think, my God, if whoever the Democrats pick gets to be president, we're going to have all this money come to us. And it's a lie. And now what have you got to do?
Okay, thank you. Just keep us updated with news we can use. Someone else said keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, Larry. Okay, a question. Why has socialism become so popular with young people nowadays? Why has their membership exploded?
This started years and years and years ago. America has been the target for global elitists that want global power. They wanted it forever. You can go back and date some of it. You can go back to Khrushchev. Remember him? Nikita Khrushchev, when he slapped his shoe on the table and said America would be destroyed from within. He'd never have to fire a shot. It would be destroyed from within. He knew then what was coming. And it's been a well conceived and a well done program. And they started with our schools. They have been working for years and years and years to control what our kids learn. And by controlling what our kids learn, and by teaching them what they want to teach them the way they want to, what you have is a child that when they grow up, it's in their belief system. And the reason I know now this is it is because the thing they have been waiting for some 50 years plus that I know of was what was called the first complete generation. They identified it years ago. They have strived to get it, and they now have it. The first generation. What does a generation of kids look like? That from the minute they go into the first classroom they ever walk into to the minute they leave the last classroom they'll ever see, if they are socially engineered the way the globalists want them to believe, what will it look like? We can now see what it looks like to millennials. The millennials are just a part of the work product of socialism. In the beginning, say America, they have known could not be overthrown militarily. No country, no number of countries can team up and attack and destroy America. With the advent of the nuclear wars for weapons, if there were to be a all-out war, the elite globalists know that in that case, if it goes that far, you might win, but there won't be anything in this country that you can touch for 10,000 years or something. So the millennials are the net result, the final product. I guess that's the days like Hitler knew. Hitler knew this, Donald knew this. They knew it. And they literally created children that would turn in their own parents to the Gestapo. That's how the brainwashing works. We're there with our kids now. And the millennials, by using the media, by using our education system, they now have the millennials that if you stick it in front of them, they still can't see it. If you show them Venezuela and tell them that's what America, if we turn socialist, that's what America looks like, they can't see it. They can't. And this is the last stand for the United States of America. This is our last stand. Oh, glory is in the final battle. The reason when this 2020 election is over, and it's over, the people of our age group, the people that were brought up rightfully fearing socialism, communism, all of us that have seen it, understand what it is and know what it is and know what it'll be. We're dying off. We're literally dying off. And then this programmed, brainwashed group of new voters coming into play, they're growing in their numbers. It will be very hard after 2020 for us to muster up enough votes to accomplish anything towards the country we think we should be. This is it, baby. This is it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the millennials. I am. They bought into all this junk. They believed all this junk. They've gone as they were brainwashed to believe that you can't get anywhere in America. You can't have any kind of life in America unless you go and get that college degree. So they go, they borrow money. And then what they end up with is $200,000 in student loan debt and the big great job that they were promised if they got that college degree doesn't exist in their waiting tables. I'm sorry for them. But at some point along the way, they should have matured enough. If they're as smart as they proclaim they are, the smartest generation in all of history, if they're that smart, then by God, somewhere along the way, they should have been able to ascertain the truth, even though they were being brainwashed, even though their peers were all going in one direction. My parents used to tell me, when I'd say, well, everybody else is doing it, my parents would always tell me, well, if everybody else went and jumped off the cliff, you just don't jump off with them. You have to accept personal responsibility at some point. I if Trump can win in 2020, and if by his victory he pulls along with him enough people to get into the Senate to keep it, and enough people to take control of the House, that once President Trump is armed with the Senate and the House and the presidency, I believe President Trump will implement programs like he has been trying to do that will be successful. And it will actually help Americans get good jobs. He's putting the dream back in America. For now, for many of the millennials say they don't even have a dream. They don't have a dream. Part of it also, I've got to tell you, the family structure, it really doesn't exist anymore. The millennials were doing more not married type relationships than ever before in history. So when you destroy the family unit, family structure, that also helps to destroy our culture, our way of life. But you had better burn it into your brain that the election of 2020 will absolutely determine whether January 2021, when everybody is sworn in, 2020's election will determine whether we are a constitutional United States of America with our Constitution, where our founding fathers meant us to be, or we'll be a socialist country. Now, right now, we are socialists in certain of our branches. As I've told you, the judicial branch, it is functioning, operating, and controlled by socialism. It is right now. They're using their tactics, and by that I mean in Cuba, in Venezuela, if you stand up against the government, they'll get you. If they don't have anything you've broken the law with, they'll use their legal system to find something. If they can't find something going back 50 years on you, they'll just invent something. And if you don't believe we're doing that now, look at Kavanaugh, Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh. That is a tactic. That's a staple tactic for communist and socialist countries. And it's happening right now. And then they take over the courts. And all federal judges, the majority of all federal judges in this country, were handpicked and chosen to be there because of their allegiance to a party. Our judicial system's gone. And then there is the fourth branch of government, supposedly, the media. The media was there. The media's job is to expose and protect the people from wrongdoing with the government. It was a way to keep the people of this country informed about what actually is going on, because obviously, folks, we don't all live in Washington, D.C. And even if we did all live in Washington, D.C., we're not a part of the inner circle of the deep state, so we wouldn't even know then. That's what the media's job was to do, is to keep us informed so that we can protect ourselves. Benjamin Franklin said, you've got to be vigilant. I think it was Franklin. We quit being vigilant. And now we fight. Any other questions, Mariana?
Ben says, Notice how Larry doesn't mention or respond to any of the socialist demands because he doesn't know what they are. He just knows the same lines of socialism is bad and look at Venezuela. Oh, come on, Ben. I don't know which Ben this is, but Larry is very aware of what socialism is, and you can tell him why, Larry.
I've been involved in socialism all over the world, many different countries. Many different countries. I have seen it work. I have been with people that were destroyed by socialism. I helped the people try to get back their countries from socialism. Been there, done that. How many of you have? I have. Now read Ben's question again because I'm confused.
Say that again.
Read Ben's question again, please, because I'm confused.
Well, it wasn't a question. He said, notice how Larry doesn't mention or respond to any of the socialist demands because he doesn't know what they are. He just knows the same lines, socialism is bad and look at Venezuela. I'd like to hear his take on DSA's platform with their candidates. DSA?
The demands of socialism. The demands of socialism is actually quite simple, Ben. Very simple. It's to place all people in this country at a level where they do simply work for the state. And the state benefits from everything the people do. Now the state we're talking about in a socialist country is the collective, this group of people that are in control of the country. The demand is simple. They want to control. They want the power of this country, and if they can get the power in this country, then they know they can get the power over the whole rest of the world, with the exception of China. Anybody else agree?
No, Ben's just throwing a lot of ideas out there, but I don't see that it's, I think he's just being.
Ben, let me ask you this, Ben, are you our Ben?
No, sir. No. Our friend Ben came on the chat and made it a point. That's not me.
Okay, good. Good. Any other questions, folks? I mean, I want to know if there's anything more I can be doing. Anything more. Now, I hope it's made clear to y'all that if I'm able to keep doing this program, you're going to know what's coming before anybody else in the country knows. Anyone. I'm not saying anyone, certainly people being involved in it, people in the middle of it, they'll know. But you will know what's coming. And I would hope that I will be able to also not only tell you what is coming, but tell you what it's about, why it's coming. And you will leave here from this program, and you're going to have things that you can take out and share with others. And what Marianne said is true. As we get ever closer to the day the internet platform shut us down, we must use this time now to take advantage of it if you can have a cocktail party, have a barbecue, have something, and get people of like mind. Don't go inviting people that hate Trump. Arguing with people that hate Trump is worthless. Don't do it. You don't have time for it. Just don't do it. You are not going to convert a person that is hell bent to destroy Donald Trump and is not concerned that destroying the country to do it. They're not concerned about. You're not going to convert a person like that. What we need to do is get people that think like we do, that believe as we do, get us together, and then make sure this group of people knows the importance in 2020 of them voting and getting out no matter what. And then it's supposed to work like this. I have a party, and I have Ben and Mary Ellen, and we talk about these things. And then when we rest up, Mary Ellen has a party, Ben has a party, Mary has a party. And then when they rest up, the people at their party have parties, and they tell. It's almost like that old evil thing, multi-level marketing. I mean, you're just spreading and spreading and spreading. Word of mouth.
Well, that challenges me, Larry, to go back to the Republican Party women's club the Republican Women's Club I was part of last year, but not to go to the club meeting, but to meet individually or in a small group on a personal basis and talk, because as much as they wanted to be involved and do things and make a difference, it just ended up being a party. And we're in too desperate a situation right now to just be partying together. We need to be strategizing how to make a difference. And I like the concept of doing something in your home on an informal basis, and like multi-level marketing, spreading the word. And I think that is a viable strategy that we all need to start doing.
Well, let me put a special note to that. It may very well be that's the only way we'll be able to get the word out. If they follow through with shutting down the internet on those platforms, if they follow through doing that, and they will. If they don't do it totally out front of God and everybody, they will continue doing what they're doing now, which is subversively canceling people. Because that's going to end up being the only way we can do this and come out and win. So I would believe it would be good for you to start now.
And we need to start on an informal basis, I think. So now, folks, people are asking, what can we do? This is a strategy. This is what we need to do so that we think of it as multi-level marketing, where each one of us is our own top, and start, talk to two other people, and then have them talk to two others.
Let me give an example, Miriam. Tonight, two people that listen to this program tonight, they have got a party that they're having. There'll be 5 or 10 couples there. And they have it set up, if I'm able, they have it set up where I will be there on a speakerphone, talking with them and answering their questions. They're the first ones that have actually done what I've asked. Get out there and set one of these things up. I will do that for all of you. All of you.
And I will verify that.
You get 2 or more couples together coming to your home. If you want me through the telephone, through the speakerphone or whatever, if you want me to be there, I'll be there. I can't travel, but I can do that most possibly, probably.
And I will vouch for that, Larry, because you did that in 2016 in the fall before the election.
Think about it, folks. What they're doing again, it's kind of making me feel bad because it sounds like they're bragging about me, but they're, you know, they're telling their people come to the meeting and we're going to have a national political figure to speak with us. Well, I guess that's true. I am a national political figure. I ain't no hero, but I'm a political figure. And I'm somebody that your friends would never get to talk to ordinarily. Use these tools that I'm offering. Please. Don't try to plow a field with a basketball. Get a plow. If you're going to be successful with a field growing crops, you will need to be able to use tools. And if you're a smart farmer, you'll have the tools that best help you plant your garden and grow it. What I'm offering me as a tool for you. As long as I can, I'll do that. You know, I'm not a celebrity. I don't go by, you know, I'm not going to talk unless there's 5,000 people there. I'm not going to talk unless you can pay me 10,000. You know, that's not me. I use what I call the Jesus principle. Anytime two or more people gather in my name, that's a church. My word's not his. I didn't say it right. Well, if it was good enough for Jesus Christ, then it should be good enough for us. So anytime two or more people gather in the name of trying to save our nation, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Double O Dave says hello, and he asks if you know Stanley Meyer.
I know who.
Stanley Meyer.
No, the name sounds familiar, but I don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anybody else with a question?
No, that's it, Larry. We need to stop.
I got it. I have a weekend coming up, and weekends scare me to death. I've asked God for help financially, and I know many of you would love to support and help this program, our plans, but you just don't have the money. I know that. And thank God for a handful of people that have come in to somehow, some way have come in to help us make it another day. But I wish you would look real close and see if there's not something you could send to help us get through the weekend. Very few people know what I'm actually doing. Very few. And that's not going to get any bigger anymore. People are going to know. But Mary Ellen knows. And Mary Ellen, would you say, I'm asking you and I demand you to be honest, but you would anyway. Is it important? The things that I have been working on, are they important?
Oh, Larry, they are so important. If people knew, they would sacrifice so much if they knew what you were doing.
Well, I promise all of you, see, when you look at the size of our group, and I know when you're sitting here with just a couple, 3, 4, 500, few hundred people that hear it, versus all of these programs out there where the host has got 10 million in his audience, supposedly. First off, let me say this. Most of the people out there claiming they've got all this million or so followers, you know, usually it's not true. not. I'm not afraid of what we've got to do just because we don't have as many people as everybody thinks it takes to get the job done. I know what we can do together in a small group where it's bad in one sense that you're not talking to 10 million gazillion people at one time. It's good in another way in that being a small group, we're nimble. We can respond. We can move readily. Big organizations can't do that. I'm proud of y'all. You're probably not very proud of me, but I am awfully proud of y'all. And I know right now that if all of you will finally get to the point where your dedication is at the level of Marielle and a few of our supporters that have helped, if you ever get to that level, I know you'll be second and we go in. Now you might be sitting out there saying, that's all well and good, sounds good, but it doesn't seem right. The reason I'm so sure that I can take this group right here, us, and we can help in ways no one can imagine, and we can't do it all. Well, we can't be the big kid on the block making people jump through hoops and telling this and another, but I tell you what, we can make a sizable, actual, real difference in the battle that's coming. But I know we can, because I believe in the power of one. The power of one. Nothing happens until you got one. You can't have two until you have one. You can't have 10 until you have one. You can't have a million until you give one. The power of one. Now, I know of that power. How do I know? Because I have done it. I've done it. I started out when, man, I had information that I felt needed to get out. And I knew back then, I knew then the situation we're in today that you're just now starting to see and learn and know about. I knew about it 30 years ago. And I was told over and over and over, there is no way in hell you're going to be able to make a difference against Bill and Hillary Clinton. Man, you don't have a chance. They've got everything. They've got the media, they got the power, they got the money, and you've got nothing. Well, the story ends sort of this way. Everything I had on the Clintons that I wanted to get out to the American people, guess what? It all got out. Wasn't easy. Fighting the media, fighting all the stuff, fighting the people that were trying to kill me. It was not easy, I assure you. But do you realize everything I wanted the people of this country to know got out? It got out. And because the things that I wanted people to know did get out, that you had Congress impeach Bill Clinton. That was one man. Now today you hear all these people that were quote unquote there and they were the ones that did this, that, and the other. The one fact that they don't tell you is every major scandal about Bill Clinton and Hillary, everyone except one, congressman could get on the floor, basically to an empty room, and the only thing there was C-SPAN, and they would give, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minute statements. And there, people like Newt Gingrich, people like P1 Bob Dornan, those guys, they would use that minute time and they would talk about me and the claims I had against Clinton, the things that I was saying about the Clintons. Look it up. So if you can go back and find Bob Dornan and his minute speeches before the House late at night when nobody's listening, but they got anything in the record. I know what one person can do. I do. And that's one person good, and it's also one person bad. I know what one person can do that's bad if you do nothing. If you do nothing, listen to me, if you're doing nothing, you may as well join the Democratic Party. You may as well become a member of the progressive movement, because you are. If you know the truth and tell it not, to me, I don't know about God, but to me that's sin. So let's save this country. Let's save it for our kids, for our grandkids. And when we save it this time, let's put in a new government. Let's put in a new government that goes back and corrects a lot of these things that have led to the destruction of our country. We got to be careful that we realize the miracle God gave us. He gave us one more try. He gave us one more chance, and it's 2020. He gave us one more chance. And we must honor him. We must do our part. So back to the money and support. I know it's hard to find money to help a cause like me. But I wish you would. And if you don't believe that you want to support me, that's okay. But you have to find somebody else. You must support somebody. And if you don't support, you are supporting socialism. And I don't mean you've got to have $100. I don't mean you got to have $1,000. I don't mean you got to have $10. I don't mean you've got to have $5. $1. $1. It's as much your country as it is mine and Mary Ellen's. We have given everything we have, literally. We have nothing else. But I don't regret 1 second what I have done to my family as far as robbing us of finances and being the breadwinner, et cetera, et cetera. I don't regret it one bit. I'm sorry that it's hurting my family so, but I don't regret it. Mary Ellen, you're in a financial pickle because you have dedicated yourself to this cause. Do you regret it?
I'd do it again, Larry. As hard as it's been, I'd do it again.
Who was it that said, sorry, I only have one life to give?
Yep.
We were founding fathers. My mind's just blank right now. But I understand what he's saying now. He was sorry he only had one life to give for his country as they were hanging him for being a spy for the colonists. something that I hope comes out. If it does, I'll be able to explain it, but until it does, I can't. But I love you all. We're family now. We're family. Held together by the blood of our forefathers. Held together by the blood of every American soldier that's ever died or been wounded in war trying to protect us. We're family now. And I will not, I refuse to make up crazy little things to tell you so that we can go an audience with the great far-fetched things that I'm telling. Some of them, you know, the stuff I tell you, if you think about it, it is far-fetched, but it's real. Or I wouldn't tell you.
Well, I think I heard you say that if you tried to make a movie over the truth, nobody would believe it.
Trying. I've said that many times. This is so big, so incredible, that you couldn't get anybody to put together a B-level movie because it would be so unbelievable that nobody would even imagine it could be true, so it wouldn't be worth doing. But folks, it is true. We are under siege. Got one man, Donald Trump, standing between us and socialism. And I think we owe, if he was God's gift to us, if it was the miracle that I thought it was when he won, then I believe it would be a sin to not stand behind the back man he put in. Trump has done nothing to hurt any of us. His lifestyle, his personal life, it hasn't hurt any of us. It may have caused pain and suffering in his family, but it hasn't hurt any of us. If God were sitting here right now, if Jesus were sitting here right now, I think he would say, somebody pick up a rock that's never sinned and throw the first stone. And then I would believe he would say, people can change. Well, I don't remember the story, but there was a hooker that was about to be stoned. And that's when he said, you know, he was not saying pick up the first rock, fine. But then what he did to the hooker, he took her hand, and he said, now, go and sin no more.
Yep.
Go and sin no more. So he believed, and I guess what I'm trying to tell you, he gave that hooker a second chance. Just as he's giving all of us a second chance. And you don't take a gift from God that gives you a second chance and throw it away. You just don't. You just don't do it. Guys, it's that time. I wish y'all could do something for me. I wish the PayPal thing would ding and ding and ding and ding. I would like to see 100, 200 people, if it's not but $1, send. Please, would you? We're all in it together, so please help me get through the weekend. Any other announcements, Mary Ellen?
Yeah, I'm just going to add that your PayPal is nicholslive@aol.com. And if you cannot do PayPal, then send me a text message to 40499-6729 and we'll figure something out.
All right. With that, guys, I love you all. Let's stand together. Let's fight together. Let's pray together.